Hey there, welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. Well, today I'm out here in the nursery looking things over and been kind of busy doing a lot of other things and kind of let things get away from me a little bit, but not too awful bad. Today what I wanted to talk about is grafted trees that don't make it, grafts that don't make it. And we're sitting on July 7th. Now, right here, I did a graft and it did not make it. So we're going to take the tag off. That was a Kentucky champion that was grafted on the 16th of May. Now, as you can see, as I said, the graft didn't make it. Here's the scion wood. It didn't wake up. I have a little tiny stem coming up right here. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to come over here and come somewhat in an angle. Snip it back. As I said, that graft didn't make it. Let's take a quick look. And it didn't even try to bond. And that was a tongue and whip graft. Pitch it to the side, milk dries. You know, a lot of people become discouraged, but the life of this plant is not over with. All this other stuff is trying to come out. I'm going to knock it off, and I'm going to allow that one little piece of green to grow. Now, give it a couple years. Let me show you here for an instance. This was a graft from last year like that did not make it. And I did the same thing to it, and I allowed one little stem to grow. And you see how well it has grown. I'll give this another year. This was from last year, and I will attempt to graft it again. We want this to get calloused up and heal real well before I get to that point. Throw that back under here. And I'll show you another one. A graft that did not make it last year, but you see the root was strong enough to create more growth. And this too, I will allow to callus. I may end up cutting that off right there and smooth that up. And we'll probably graft into this one here next year because it has a very thick stalk down below this stem. I mean, it's really, really thick. Throw that back under here. It's just something that I wanted to show you and talk to you about. You know, don't be discouraged with what you got going on. Don't be dismayed. I have another one right here. The graft didn't make it, and the root stock is pretty healthy. Let me get this tag off here. And we're going to take a closer look at what we got going on with this seedling here as well. That one there was a hobbling sidewinder. Now, as you can see, the root put up little tiny suckers. So it's got a healthy root system. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to get rid of those. Take it below grade. Pull that off to the side. And we have another scenario here where the graft did not make it. And we get rid of this rubber band. And you see, just like the other one, there is a stem growing. Snip that off. And there you have it. Now that right there, just like I showed you with the other two, will continue to grow. And of course this will get bigger and it'll just grow out that stem. And once again, I'll give it a couple of years to see what it looks like and make a decision probably in about 2 years to see if it's willing to be grafted. Try it once again. And I have one more here that I'm going to take care of. And this one right here was a Quaker's Delight. And it's not looking too good. You know, get rid of the rubber band. A little bit of green on that piece of scion. I don't know, maybe this is one of the last ones that I had grafted. The 22nd of May. But that graft came out and it stalled. Let me try something. I took the rubber band off. Maybe it'll go ahead and let energy get up in there and try to grow. I don't know. But for the sake of argument, just a little bit of green right here. Go ahead and knock it off. Give this a moment. Give it a little bit of time and see if that's willing to push a little more. It's looking like it's trying to, but I don't know for sure. I have a suspicion that graft is not going to make it, but I have had some of them that'll come out and stall and then all of a sudden take off. And we'll see what happens there. It was just something that I wanted to share with you. Don't be discouraged if your grafts don't make it, because that little root system is still there and it's willing to grow just like those two right there did. I had 4 of them last year that didn't make it, and I treated them in that manner like I just did these and allowed them to grow. Not hurting nothing by growing. But as I said, not every graft makes it. We would like to see all of our grafts make it, but it happens. I got a couple more back here. One of them the graft took. The other one is doing the same thing as this last one that I had my hand on, and it too is a Quaker's Delight. I did 3 of the Quaker's Delight, and one of them took off, and I put it in the orchard. Added on to my collection that I have out there. Anywho's, just something I wanted to share. My name is Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to click on that bell for notifications. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. Y'all have a God bless day.